Hey guys, welcome back. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Anonymous, and in this video, I want to talk to you about the coins. And by the coins, I mean an experience that I had which led to the sound of coins or coins thrown on the floor were made a trigger. So there was a time when I was getting gang stalked, right? I was broke as hell. And I typically have a bunch of coins in my car, like most of us do. So I had no money. It was when the 99-cent store was still open. And, I counted my coins, and I had enough to get like a microwavable burrito. And when I have lunch, I typically go to Panda Express. I have something good. But this time I was so broke that I just felt broke. And it felt awful. It's awful to feel broke. So that was that. But then I feel like gang stalkers watched me count my freaking coins. At least that's what it felt like. Did they watch my coin? Did they watch me count my coins and actually count them with my sad face in my car before heading to the 99-cent store? Maybe. Oh no. So I was counting my coins, and then I went to Coinstar at Walmart. There we go. I went to Coinstar at Walmart, and then I got like a little thing for like $20 because I had like $20 worth of coins. So then, well, I did that, right? So the next thing I know, that experience I just felt so bad. In my head, I was like, God, I am broke because of gang stalkers. When you're getting gang stalked, you start blaming all your misfortunes on them. So, but I guess it was just the mismanagement of my own money. And I think we were like one day before getting paid. I just run out of money. And well, that happened. So then I cashed it out at Walmart, and then during my lunch, I was paying with whatever. But then coins became a trigger. So it was such a negative experience feeling broke and cutting my coins and having to go to Coinstar because I had no money. Like, it just felt negative. It felt really bad. So then when my lunch time is is over, one of my coworkers, pulled out his drawer and began putting it on the counter. And and when you're counting your drawers, there's a lot of coin sounds. And this trigger, it was like a self-perceived trigger, I feel like. Maybe not. But it just felt that the coins were like thrown harder than usual. I just felt hate in the coins. I know it sounds strange, but I'm gonna just tell it to you how it is. And so then the day is over. So then I have a customer, a personal trained customer at 5 in the morning. So I go to her house at 5 in the morning, and I see a bunch of coins on the floor, which brings me back to the memory where I felt, which looking at all the coins on the floor pulled up the memory of me feeling broke, feeling defeated, and having no money to buy myself a decent lunch. That day I had to buy like things from the dollar store, to eat, which is perfectly acceptable, but I feel like it was like, I typically, have a good lunch, and that lunch, it just felt like a poor person's lunch, Oh, and I mean, I've been poor before, or broke, and there's nothing wrong with it. Your money comes and goes. But when it's gang stalking, and when you feel that everyone knows everything about you, that is where it gets you. It felt like everyone knew that I had no money in my bank account, and that I had to pull out all the coins from my freaking car in order to get myself something to eat. That's what it felt like. And because of that, coins became a thing, you know. So when I got to my customer's garage, because we were training in her garage, I saw a bunch of coins on the floor, and that in itself made it feel like she knew exactly how miserable I felt, for the fact that I was broke as hell, and then I had to, get myself, that food. So please understand that there's nothing to be ashamed of. That shit happens. That it happens to a lot of us. We go broke sometimes. Now, dissecting this event, I know that she didn't. Now that that happened a while ago, now I know that experience, that she didn't know, possibly didn't even know why why she threw the coins on the floor. But I remember that she was there, and that, like, expecting a reaction from me. But I just ignored the coins. And I did my job, and then I left. But the next day that I went to work, it was time to count my drawer. And, I was using the coins on the counter, and the splashing of the coins, I still felt a negative sensation from it. However, that is when I realized the coins always sound like that. It is all in my head. But it made me ponder the question. I've never seen coins thrown on the floor at my client's home, in her garage. But it just felt that the coins were actually meant to be a trigger. So I feel that they were meant to be a trigger. Well, after that, I began noticing how customers left their little coins on the register, like on the parts counter, and it felt like it was purposely done to mock me, that I was a broke motherfucker. But the truth is that I feel that initially I feel like what happened was that someone saw me at Coinstar, and possibly someone noticed, what I got for lunch, that it was like a poor man lunch. It wasn't my usual. So then she did the whole thing with the coins, and she got no reaction, and they didn't keep pushing it. But because I felt like that, it was me who kept interpreting the whole things with the coins, like, for one day, like that. But it was only one day, and then I just stopped interpreting it like that. And yeah, so that's what it felt like. It was the coin thing. So now that I see it, I am still unsure, because, well, I'm sure that it happened. Maybe someone noticed it, a gangstalker noticed it. But now that I look beyond it, I wonder, did I make all of that in my head? Like, what is the possibility that on the day that I start perceiving coins as a mockery, that I am broke, that my customer that never has had any coins on the floor in her garage are just there. And you know me, no reaction, or at least pretend like there's no reaction, right? And when this happened, then the whole thing with the coin stopped, and it was just my head playing along after that. So in the end, I have no answers for that. I'm a ball of confusion. It was like this again. So remember, I'm not sure if you guys remember about the one time where a gang stalker told me that I should be eating more vegetables because I was just having like meat and eggs, and I was having a hard time doing a bowel movement. So when you're getting gang stalked, you feel that everyone knows everything about you. You just feel like that. And when you feel like that, well, when I was having trouble having a bowel movement, I felt the sensations on my body, the gang stalking sensations, or direct energy weapons. But I'm calling them the gang stalking sensations because now we know that there is no such thing as direct energy weapons used in gang stalking, which I have another story about that for you. So, direct energy weapons. Oh, so when I was trying to take a chisel, I was having a hard time, and I felt that the direct energy weapon, the gang stalking sensation, was pushing my chisel back up into me. I know that's disgusting, but I have to share that with you. So I felt like gang stalkers were laughing, that they were pushing my chisel back into me, and that they were not allowing me to take a shit. So then I followed that woman's advice and I began eating more vegetables. And then I had the bowel movement of my life, guys. It felt like it was like a whole yard. Like it was glorious and it was disgusting at the same time. But when I walked out, the radiator hoses reminded me of the shit that I took, because it looked like a big radiator hose. And then whenever a customer asked for a radiator hose, I swear to God, I felt like it was a mockery of them knowing, the big shit that I took. So I know 100% that it was all in my head, 100%. But at that point in time, when you feel that gang stalkers know everything about you, you start making connections that were never there in the first place. Because you feel that you're monitored 24/7, all the time. So notice how I am starting to create more gang stalking symbols on my own. Now, the next one is where I made car tinted windows a symbol. So this was happening actually at the same time that where I shared with you the story of the hoses, of the radiator hoses. Oh wait, I forgot. The radiator hoses, when I saw them, when a customer asked me for a radiator hose, I just felt like he knew of the giant shit that I took. Notice how it is something meaningless. And even if he knew of the big shit that I took, I wouldn't feel any type of negative emotion with it. But because it has to do with gangstalking, I did. And there was no connection between the shit that I took and the gangstalking. But I created that whole thing. It was in my head, the entire thing. Very much like the coins could possibly have been a creation of my own. But I think that there was something with the coins because they were just on the floor, and she left them on the floor there. Anyways, maybe. So let's leave it at a maybe, but I'm never gonna know that for sure. Remember, not knowing is your best friend, pretty much. Now, on the next topic. So when this happened, for that week, the week that I took the giant shit, I was the mid shift, and as the mid shift, I had to clean the restrooms and take out the trash cans, which is fine. But for some reason, changing the liners of the trash cans had some type of effect. It was just a big black hole. I don't know. But I did that so much that I got sensitized to black holes. I sensitized myself to giant black holes. I felt like it was part of the gangstalking, that I felt like my boss was literally making me change the liners on purpose so that I would be sensitized. But I sensitized myself to it. I guess I was just really sensitive during that time. Like, it literally felt like I was living a montage of me just changing liners. So then, this happened over like the span of 1 week, right? Oh, and I was changing so many liners because I remember now, because we had just gotten a new like store design type of thing where we had to put more trash cans for organic waste. So organic waste, you know what I mean? So this was when the thing with the hoses was happening. So I just felt like that was weird. And I just felt that my boss put me, to make the organic waste signs and the organic and to put the liners on the end of the organic. Like, I was the one in charge of the organic waste baskets. So, and I was thinking in my head, organic waste, the shit that I took. So then, this happened. And then, so with all the trash can lining thing, I think it was actually the span of 1 day. Oh my God, this happened in 1 day. This whole thing happened in 1 day. The hoses and the trash cans. Because I only had like 10 trash cans at work. But it literally just felt like it was a lot of them. So, I'm done, right? I'm done cleaning the restrooms. I'm done changing 1,000 freaking, 10 trash cans. They're black trash cans. So now, I'm done. I clock out and then I leave to work. I'm about to enter the freeway. And I see a 2-decker bus with black tinted windows. And the black tinted windows reminded me of the black holes. I sensitized myself to car windows, to black rectangles. Because in the end, when you look at a trash can from the top, it looks like a black rectangle, right? And that's exactly what all the windows for the cars look like, black rectangles. So all of a sudden, I was sensitive to all the black rectangles, and I saw black rectangles everywhere on the freeway because all the windows of the back are black rectangles. And and it just I heard the violin, like the not like the violin music of horror, not literally, but it's like it might as well have been. And I will all of a sudden I just saw the cars and I saw black rectangles. I felt like gang stalkers had sensitized me purposely to black rectangles. That was insane, guys. It was so crazy because all of a sudden I just saw black rectangles everywhere. It felt like it was a setup. From the shit taking, to the radiator hoses, to the coins, to the black rectangle. So, now, we're getting to the crux of this video. There are going to be times where you are going to see connections where there are none. My shit taking had nothing to do with the radiator hoses, the coins. I don't know. That one I still don't know. Maybe. But a very, very unlikely maybe. The trash cans with the car windows, like there's no connection in between any of those things. However, my mind connected all of this together. I don't even think I was getting gang stalked that day. Maybe I was. No, I was connected that day. I was connected the whole day. That's what it was. I was connected that day. I remember now. And that's why gang stalkers were not doing the gang stalking signals anymore. Because I was connected the whole freaking day just thinking about gang stalking. I was still doing my work, but I was connected. Fuck, oh my god. I cannot believe I was connected for so freaking long, guys. But yeah, so when you're connected, you start seeing those connections. You connect things. Huh. Yeah. So that's one of my stories. That's one of the craziest stories that I have of being connected. I'm going to tell you one more before I'm done with this video. So when the gang stalking sensations, we're feeling, I was connected the whole day. When you're connected every day, feels like you barely survived. It just feels like that. So during this connection period, it does feel like you're barely gonna survive. And give me 1 second. What was the story that I was gonna tell you? Oh yeah. And you feel that everything is done purposely by the gang stalkers, right? I didn't understand connection. I had not disconnected once from gang stalking. I didn't know how that worked. I didn't know that I had to start my day by being connected in the morning. I just didn't know. I had no idea. But one day I was exhausted from work, right? And I was feeling the sensations I was feeling the sensations. But I'm on the freeway, right? And all of a sudden I start feeling like on my leg. And I start feeling like the almost like spiders. And in my head, I thought, gang stalkers want me to have a car accident. That's why these sensations are coming up out of my leg, hard as they are, as I'm driving here. They want me to kill myself. And literally, I just felt the gang stalking sensations, and they were getting kind of intense. And when I got off the freeway, I lowered down my windows and I was like, ha, to whoever was on the freaking street, because I was connected, so I believed that everyone was a gang stalker. And I was like, ha, your plan didn't work. I didn't get killed. And then as time went by, when I understood more of the sensations on my foot, I understood that the sensations on my foot were made to feel sensations on my foot because it was the air conditioning. It was the air conditioning from my car that was pushing air onto my legs. And when you're getting gang stalked and you're feeling the sensations, your imagination works with what you're already feeling, and it exaggerates them. But I swear to God, I felt like there was like a hairy thing on my leg. And yeah, I was that crazy person one day. That was intense. Anyways, thank you guys so much for listening to this story. Please, before you go, please subscribe, please like, and please share. Because the more we share these gang stalking things, the easier it is for, the more understanding we're going to have of this topic, and the more evidence we have, the more we understand it, the easier it's going to be for other targets to actually thrive while this is happening to them. I love you guys. Take care.